Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Heidi. Hope everybody out there is doing well and staying safe in these strange times and enjoying your coloring. I want to say thanks to all the new subscribers and just generally a big thanks to everyone who's supporting my channel. I really appreciate it, and just happy that you guys are enjoying watching my videos. So with that, today's video is going to be the completed colorings for July. So let's just get right into it. I didn't really do very much coloring this month. It was one of those months where I just felt like there was so much going on. I had a vacation one week. We went on this camping trip that was amazing. But I didn't, it was a whole week that I didn't color, and then I finished a diamond painting that took 4 or 5 days, and then the last week of the month I was just not in the mood at all, and I had a bunch of other stuff going on, so I don't really have a whole lot to show you, but what I did color I enjoyed a lot, so I think that's the most important thing, I guess. So this is the first thing that I finished at the beginning of the month, and this is Johanna Basford download, and I honestly don't remember where I downloaded this from. I think it originated from her website, but it might have been on a page, I don't know, 20 free coloring pages or something. So I hope it's legit. I mean, I know it's definitely Johanna Basford, but I hope it was a legitimate page at the time. And I don't remember where I downloaded it from. It may be, in fact, be on her website, but I'm not totally sure. But anyway, so I had this printed out on watercolor paper at the copy shop a while ago. This is Arsh brand, hot press, 100% cotton, really good paper. I like it a lot. So I used watercolors on this one for the base. It was Angora watercolors, and then I also used, just kind of as an experiment, I used some Uhuhu markers, not directly on the paper, but I used them on my palette, just kind of scribbled on there, and then used it like watercolor, and that worked really well. The colors were really vibrant and just acted just like watercolor, so you can use water-based markers as watercolors, which I think is genius. So I did that, and then I used Neocolor 2 for the background. Just a really light coverage of Neocolor 2, and then I went over it with colored pencil to kind of get the look that I wanted, kind of even it out, because it ended up being a little bit spotty and patchy, and I just don't like that too much. So, but I really like how this came out. Let me bring it up just a little bit and show it to you a little bit closer. And then I used a little bit of gel pen, like on the bee's wings there, just to give it a little shimmer. But yeah, I was really happy with that, and I think that was all that I used on it. Yeah, so there's that one. And then the next thing I colored was in Fantasy Princesses Special from Coloring Heaven. And this is a pretty recent one by Josh Lee. And I did the Cat Princess page because I just thought it was such a cute image, and it was perfect for, she is a cat princess. She is cozy in a big sweatshirt. She's got a bow in her hair. She looks kind of like cat-like. Well, obviously he drew her that way, but I don't know. Something about it I just thought was awesome. Like, yeah, clearly she's just a comfy cat princess. And I love all these cats. They're so cute. Let's see. So I used Blick Studio markers as a base for the cats and the girl and down here. Blick Studio markers, and then I used Prismacolor pencils on the top of that for shading. And then I used Neocolor 2s in the background for the bright green. And then I just left it. I didn't go over it with pencil like I usually do, but I liked the way it looks. It kind of has that watercolor effect, and I thought it looked pretty good. And I gave her green eyes and used that green in the background to kind of accent that, and then I gave that cat green eyes. And I just really had fun with this page. And I used some of my new colors of Blick Studio markers, which are just great. I'm so excited about those. I got those last month, and I used one of the new colors was this new blue for the jeans, and I think that was just perfect. Like, the new colors are just great. I think actually the pink for her sweatshirt was a new color too. So I'm really happy with the Blick marker color selection now. Yeah, so there's that one. And then after that, I did, for Christmas in July, or Ghosts of Christmas in July, I did a page out of this, The Beauty of Horror, Ghosts of Christmas by Ellen Robert. And I did this page. And I had so much fun coloring this. The evil elves packing up severed body parts for Christmas gifts. With the snow coming down in the background. This was so fun. Again, I used Blick Studio markers for the, let's see, all of the inside part here and that. And then I used pencil went back and let's see, what pencils did I use? Marco Ruffines. And I remember, I really loved how they work on this paper. And on top of the Blick markers, I really liked the effect of them. And then I used some Posca pen for the snow, and then I used some ultrafine Sharpies for this border. And what else? I think that was all. Yeah. But I was really happy with how this came out. I just had a lot of fun with it. I love Ellen Roberts stuff. Anyway, it's really fun. So there's that. And then the next one I did was from Sun Life Drawing 40 Coloring Pages. And this was also for Christmas in July. If I can find it. I should have marked it, I guess. This one. Oops. Did this page with Santa going down the chimney, and I used Marco Ruffin pencils. Previous pages in here that I'd done, I used Crayola Super Tips, and I wanted to try using pencils and to see how it would come out. And it's a little bit paler than markers, obviously, but I think I had more fun with it. I think I felt more relaxed when I was coloring with pencils, because I don't know, there's something about the markers. I feel like I want to try not to make it splotchy and streaky, and so I end up being kind of stressed out, which is not really what you want to do when you're coloring. So yeah, I had fun. It was kind of a relaxing thing, just filling in the areas with the pencil, and I like how it looks. So yeah, I like how it looks. And then for the in-between spaces, I used Pentel Sparkle Pop in gold, and that really sets it off, I think. Super sparkly. yeah, so there's that page. And then the next one I did was just a little page in Misfits #1 by White Stag, and I just got this book recently, but I did this little intro with unicorn, and I did this tiny little one because one of the things that I bought this past month, which I'm going to show in an upcoming haul video, is distress inks. I got distress inks and I use them for the background on this page just as a tester, really, because I was just learning how to use them. I had watched some videos on how Zucchini Kitty's videos, she has quite a few, and some other people's on how to use them, and I was just trying them out. And in fact, this was before I even got the tools that I had ordered, so I just used an old toothbrush, like an old soft toothbrush, to apply it. And it worked out pretty well. I layered a bunch of different blues and grays and purples, and then I went over, because I didn't get quite the coverage, it was just a little bit splotchy, so I went over it just a little bit with pencil, but most of it is actually distress inks. I mean, I didn't do a whole lot with the pencil. Anyway, yeah, so that was the background, and then I used, I used Black Widow pencils for the rest of the coloring, and a little bit of Pentel Sparkle Pop on the silver, on the stars there. But I really enjoyed using pencil. I'm realizing that this Amazon paper is really nice for pencil because it has enough tooth that I really like the texture that you can get, like that. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I kind of like that look. That sort of grainy, toothy look. I don't know what you call it. Yeah, so there's my pink unicorn. And then I did in Twilight Garden by Maria Troll. And I don't think I had done any, well, maybe the intro page, or no, I guess I hadn't colored in this book at all. So I thought I should finally, and I did this page. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. This took a little while. I used some reference photos for the lupines. And I've been seeing them a lot around my neighborhood, like earlier in the summer. And so I was paging through this book and saw this page. I really wanted to do that and see if I could kind of reproduce the lupines, because they're a really pretty flower. And then what pencils did I use? I used Prismacolors, Black Widows for the flowers and everything except the background. You see, I guess just kind of, I used the really light colors in the flowers, mostly like the light pinks and the light purples. I used Prismacolors because the Black Widows just didn't have those super light colors that I needed. And then the rest was Black Widow. And then for the background I used Inktense, like 3 or 4 different colors of blues and greens as a base to get this gradient. And then I went over it with pencil, with Black Widow pencil, just to even it out and, I don't know, get exactly the color that I wanted. But yeah, I was really happy with this. And the next one I did was in Square Mandalas by Belva Family. And this is the first page that I did in here was a failure, and I had to tear it out because I ran out of a color, and it was just, there's just no way I could really save it. So this is, I guess, the real first page in this book. And I put a layer of gesso down first because I wanted to see how it would work with markers, because markers on this Amazon paper always end up being extremely dark, and I wanted a lighter color. I wanted to see how that would look. So it dried, I put it over the entire page, and it dries pretty well. It's like a little bit buckled, but not much. I mean, once it dried completely, it's like totally fine. And then I used Arteza Twi markers for coloring it. And I like how it looks. It has this kind of old-fashioned retro sort of look. It reminds me of, I don't know, like an old tablecloth or something, like from the 40s or so. I don't know, 40s and 50s. I like the look. And the only problem with this is, like, right here, you can see where there was a tiny spot where the gesso didn't get applied, and then the marker darkened it that much. So you can see the difference between the marker on the gesso and the marker on the paper. And it's a huge difference, so much darker. And at this point, when I colored that, I was so tempted to just pull this out, and I thought it was ruined, but I just thought I'll just keep going and see how it looks. And it's not too bad. It's kind of an eyesore in there. There's another spot over there that's a little bit the same, but it's not too terrible. So anyway, yeah, had fun with that. And then the next one that I did was in Color It Mandalas. This is the first volume. And this is on really nice heavy cardstock. Well, not cardstock, or almost. I guess it's light cardstock. And this was towards the end of the month, and when I got back from the camping trip, and I just didn't feel like starting a page that was complicated at all, and I just felt like putting color down, so I just grabbed some gel pens. I believe this was this was fine liners and gel pens, so it's kind of a mix of brands, Stettlers, some Stabilos, and various kinds of gel pens. And I just grabbed some colors and did that. There's a little bit of sparkly right there. And in here, there's a little bit of jelly roll. But yeah, so that was, relaxing, fun. That was, oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. And that was all that I have colored this month, which is not that much. But since that is pretty short, I'll just show you a couple work in progress. Okay, so this is one that I started this month in Animals, Mythographic Color and Discover Animals by Joseph Kattenbang. I started this page with Inktense, and I like how the Inktense looks. And I also use pencil, Black Widow pencil, but I was not enjoying coloring it. It is so detailed and so complicated that it's hard to even see what is going on, and I just was not having fun. And then these, I just don't understand. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like these weird things just stuck in the middle of I guess that's the point of Color and Discover, but maybe this isn't my book. It's not really for me. I wish that I could have this picture without all these goofy little things stuck there. I don't know. So I probably won't continue with this. I'm just gonna set it aside for now and see if I change my mind about it, but I probably won't. Yeah, so that was that. But it is what it is. It's fine. And then this is the other WIP, so I set that aside, and then I thought, oh, I'm just going to pick up something that I really want to work on, you know, that I know that I'm really going to like. So I picked up this book, and I started working on this page, which is called The Last Love of Princess Pepper. And I haven't been working, well, I have the, you know, the main, this part is pretty much done, I think. I may add some things at the end, but, in the web, or the novel. But I am using, so on the back there are these little thumbnails of all of her original paintings, and they all pretty much use this kind of muted palette, pinks and greens and grays and blues, and I just think it's really, really pretty. So I'm kind of going by her version of the painting, or her painting, using that really muted color palette, and I really like it. So far I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm debating whether or not to try and use distress inks for the sky, but I think maybe I won't, because I want to try and do these clouds, and I know that distress inks are very tricky, at least so far for me, and I think I'll just use pencil to try to get those details. Yeah, and I'm using polychromos, which is really fun, and I love how it's working out on this paper. I love the tooth of this paper with pencils. Yeah. So, new things that I've discovered this month. Yeah, so that is it. That is everything I've colored for the month of July. I hope I'll be able to focus more on it on coloring in August. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're all enjoying your own coloring and your own crafting and whatever else you're doing out there. And just stay safe. Have fun this next month. And, well, I'll be back for a haul at some point. I'm waiting for a few things, but I have a haul video coming up in the next couple of weeks, I think. But yeah, so other than that, I'll see ya. Thanks. Bye.